Fulham opened up again at the back a little bit.
And Tim Ream's holding his shoulder.
Here's Kamara. It's his first touch of the game and he's giving it away. It's Sisto into the box and then clever little lob. He met it on the run there, and it was Ekret, the goal scorer, tried to just lob it over. Fabry cleared the crossbar, thankfully, but they've opened us up a few times, Jamie.
Yeah, they've looked good coming forward, Jim. If anything, you think it's going to be the type of game that's going to create chances because both sides look better going forward. We've looked a little bit sloppy defensively, and they've looked to try and take advantage, Celta Vigo. They've committed men forward and put us under pressure.
Yeah, one apiece if you are just joining us. Almost 11 minutes gone here at the Cottage. Fulham taking the lead in the third minute.
Forward and
Alexander Mitrovic with Fulham's first goal in a run of 5 pre-season friendlies, which was starting to cause a little bit of concern, but a lovely finish from Mitro giving Fulham the lead, but then a header, looping header from Dennis Ekret. Spot, the cross coming in from the right-hand side, and Fabry was picking the ball out of the net at the Hammersmith end. One apiece. Free kick awarded to Celta Vigo. There's Cabral, floats it down the right-hand side, headed in field for Aspras. And back it goes for Arroyo. David Junker, left back, working his way up to the halfway line, finds Sisto infield. Botka, I think it was, who spread it across. There's Arroyo, and he goes to the right hand side. Good possession this from the Spaniards. Sisto's in a lot of space, found him, slides it out to the right hand touchline, pulled back towards Aspras, just inside the penalty area. Fulham have got men behind the ball, but he picks out Lobotka. He curls it back out to the right hand side, and the flag goes up. In the end, patient passing build up from Celta Vigo, but the man away on the right hand side, I think it was Mallow, maybe the captain, made his move too soon along the touchline. Flagged offside. Free kick to Fulham. The left back position. Fabry comes outside the penalty area to take it. The keeper, orange shirt, shorts and socks, in the sunshine here at Craven Cottage. One apiece in his final pre-season friendly. Pings it down the middle. Mitrovic couldn't get there, headed away by Arroyo. Tom Kearney was caught there. Yeah, it's a painful one for Tom. It's going to be a free kick. It was David Junker, I think, who just caught him, just left his left boot in there a little bit late. It's a painful one. He's caught him on the inside of the ankle, I think. It's the last thing we want to see really in a final pre-season friendly.
Apologies, Jim, to anybody who might be hoping to watch the stream overseas. This one is going to be streamed. We can't do it in the Premier League because of regulations, but this one would have been streamed and still might hopefully be. But apologies if you aren't getting the stream. We are working on that and hoping to get it sorted. The good news is people can still hear the commentary.
Very good. Tom Kearney, the Fulham captain, to Tim Ream. Back for Kearney. Seems to be okay. That's a clever little ball out towards Ryan Sessegnon on the left-hand touchline. Faced by Mallow. Back for Tom Kearney. To Mitrovic into the path of Seri, and he belted it first time with his right foot. Good work there. Good combination from Kearney to Mitrovic, back to Seri. He was just off balance with the shot, Jamie. It was never on target, but nice little move there from Fulham, and he could be an important player this season as well. I
think he will be an important player. Yeah, he comes with a glowing reputation. Very small in stature, isn't he? But it was a good ball in and good work down that left-hand side. Nice to see Cess getting forward from left back. We're all hoping that a left-sided defender will come to the club, but let's not forget, we've already got a very talented player, albeit that we probably would like to see him in more of an advanced role.
Yeah, left back this afternoon, Ryan Sessegnon. As the keeper, Sergio Alvarez, belts it out. He's not the biggest either. He's in all red at the far end. He looks quite small, Jamie, doesn't he, for a keeper?
Like a little jockey, isn't he? Yeah.
There's Seri, left-hand side. He's only small as well. Finds Mitrovic, chests it down to Schürrle. First time ball for Cyrus Christie. Coming in on the right-hand channel. Forward for Mitrovic, just couldn't quite get it under control. And Vasquez gets it away. And then Kamara, clumsily really, he was all over Dennis Ekret. He didn't need too much persuading to go down. Free kick to Celta Vigo. A nice mauve and pink kit. the Spanish side as Cabral bangs that one forward, looking for the run in behind of Aspas, and he's there. Well, he made a hash of it really, because he got goal side of Tim Ream and he was heading straight through the middle into the penalty area. The keeper was in no man's land really. He was far enough off his line to be lobbed, and that's what Aspas attempted to do. I think it kind of came off his shin in the end. He didn't make a great job of it, misses the target at the Hammersmith end.
We've seen a couple of times that he's almost a sweeper keeper, isn't he, Jim? He's more than happy to come off his line and look to try and get involved. Never sure if that is the right thing or not for goalkeepers to be doing. And interesting here for a keeper who's meant to be very good, and I'm sure he is very good with the ball at his feet. Rather than go wide and look to try and play out from the back, he went long, so perhaps we are going to mix it up.
Yeah. Very quick off his line. He has been on a number of occasions. On that one there, though, really, he was never going to get there first. He might have been as well off staying where he was, but Aspas making a mess of the lob. One apiece. Haven't seen too much from Fulham going forward since that early goal from Mitrovic.
No, it was a dream start, wasn't it, going into the lead just 3 minutes in. Since then, both sides looking to try and cancel each other out, and it's almost got a pre-season feel to it, in as much as it's very sort of slow build-up play, and both sides looking to try and outdo each other and just have a little look at what the other side's got to offer.
Here's Kearney for Fulham, forward for Mitrovic. Nice little turn away from the defender, slides it for Kamara on the right-hand side. The shot's on target, and it's 2-1 to Fulham. The keeper Alvarez got his hand to it, but Abu Kamara was probably thinking, anything you can do. The final ball from Mitrovic. He had time to set it up, Abu. He took the first touch. You'd have to say, Jamie, from that angle, really, with a defender in front of him and the keeper positioned as he was, I didn't expect him to be able to score there. I'm not sure the keeper's covered himself in glory, but it was a well-struck, powerful, low shot. And it's ended up in the corner of the net, 2-1 to Fulham.
Well, he's on the angle, he's a long way out, he's got great power into it. It's a superb finish from Kamara, take nothing away from him. Good hold-up play initially from Mitrovic. I'm looking forward to those two linking up well. We're both fans of both of those players and know that Kamara can do the business. They're out there talking, and I think that can be a good partnership. But you're right, Jim, the defender didn't get close enough to Kamara initially for me, and then the goalkeeper has got to be doing better with that.
I would have thought so, Jamie. If he had his angles right, which he more or less did, I think it looked preventable. But Abu Kamara pulling the trigger from the edge of the box, squared to him by Mitrovic, and as Jamie says, those two hopefully will be full of goals this season. They got one apiece this afternoon, and that's nice to see. Cyrus Christie there just trying to find Abu, floated it out of play. I mentioned on Wednesday, Jamie, at Aldershot, because we had a very close vantage point, as you know, sitting there, and I'd forgotten what a big lad Cyrus Christie is. When you're down close to the pitch and seeing him up and down the touchline, he is a big, strong fella, isn't he? Well,
we spoke to him after the game, and you can certainly see that he's from a boxing family. You wouldn't want to dig from him. If you upset him, I think you'd know about it. Yeah, he's a real powerful unit.
Here's Aspas with a clever ball to Mallow, the captain. Tim Ream goes across, blocks the cross, forces him away towards the touchline. Good work, and then Andre Schürrle got back as well, but the ball just nicked off him. Goes out of play for a throw-in to Celta Vigo. First throw-in of the game, I think.
And interesting how things changed, Jim. People now saying that he's an upgrade on Ryan Fredericks. And at the back end of last season, we obviously wanted Fredo to stay. Would have been nice had he been able to stay. But Christie slotted in seamlessly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cross coming in. Headed away this time by Max Le Marchand. Yeah, I actually think for all-round ability, Cyrus Christie probably is a better player, to be quite honest. But Fredo had a couple of very good seasons, no doubt about that. And terrific pace. But with regular games, I think Cyrus could be every bit as good, if not better. Full international, of course. Just as fit, he gets up and down. Maybe not that lightning pace, dynamic burst of pace that Ryan Fredericks had, but still very quick getting up and down.
And perhaps a bit more measured with his final delivery.
Yeah, I would say so, and less likely to get sent off as well, I would say. Booked or sent off. Good all-round defender, Cyrus. He's in the box at the moment, trying to keep an eye on Kagwa, I think, but in the end the ball's gone out off the off a Celta Vigo player from the corner, so it's a goal kick Fabry finds Tom Kearney, pushes it out for Ryan Sessegnon. Early ball forward for Mitrovic, trying to touch it for Schürrle. Haven't got him on the ball enough so far for me, Andre Schürrle, but the pass was misplaced that time. Celta Vigo have it back. Ekret, the goal scorer, finds Sisto. He wasn't sure where he was going. Kamara's there, covering in the right back position. Good work from Abu Kamara, and then a good burst down the right-hand side. He goes outside the defender there, David Juncker. He tried to take him out, but good turn of pace and great strength. I think he could yet be a revelation, you know, Kamara. I think he might do the business in the Premier League, Jamie, and considering the stick he got when he first joined Fulham, I think he could be a real revelation, as I say.
Well, the one disappointment has been Rui Font. We've not really got the best out of him as yet, and I think people thought that both he and Kamara would find it tough. Kamara's done so well, hasn't he? Certainly the back end of last season and coming into this, he's looked very good, and with that lightning pace that he's got, and they've certainly worked on him. Lots of raw pace and power, Jim, but I think they've worked on his positional play, and you can see he plays with a smile on his face. He's a lovely man.
Yeah. Be very pleased for him if he does well in the Premier League.
Well, you've been a big advocate of him.
Yeah, I thought he was very unfairly criticised, Jamie, to be honest, when he first joined. But I think he might have some magic moments in him this season. Fingers crossed. But here comes Celta Vigo again, almost midway through the first half. 2-1 to Fulham. If you are just joining us, Kamara with the second goal. Mitro giving Fulham the lead, and then a header from Dennis Ekret equalising for Celta Vigo. Here's Ryan Sessegnon at left back, gets it forward up towards the halfway line, looking for Mitrovic. Defender got there first though, heads it down to Kevin McDonald, pushes it for Tom Kearney, squares it for Tim Ream. 30 yards from the Fulham goal. Fulham attacking the Putney end in this first half. Le Marchand goes back to Fabry, floats it looking for Tom Kearney. Again, defender came and won the header. Loose ball bouncing around, and Celta Vigo pick it up. Cabral turns it out to Mallow, Hugo Mallow, and back to the keeper. Forward towards Sisto, just inside his own half, gives it away. Tom Kearney picks it up for Fulham in the centre circle. Referee's in his way a little bit. Pushes it back for Kevin McDonald to Tim Ream, to Le Marchand. He's very comfortable with the ball, Max Le Marchand, for me, Jamie.
He can play out, can't he, from the back?
Yeah. He looks a real quality player. Here's Tom Kearney, another one. Left foot, squares it for Seri, 30 yards from goal, inside left position, pushes it out for Ryan Sessegnon, working his way in on his right foot, but didn't get the power he wanted behind it. Shot on target, the keeper dealt with it, and launches it long and early. Tim Ream with a really important touch. If that got him behind him, Aspras would have been through with a one-on-one, but cut out by Tim Ream, and now Schürrle can carry it forward for Fulham down the left-hand side, working his way infield, finds Seri. Cyrus Christie in a lot of space on the right-hand side, but Seri goes short to Tom Kearney. Out it goes for Ryan Sessegnon, back to Kearney again. The referee too close for me. They really do tend to get in the way nowadays. Kearney to Sessegnon, good possession from Fulham this. Mitrovic is involved as well. And Kamara, who's gone across to the left-hand touchline. Now Kearney to Seri. Forward for Schürrle, who's come into a central position. Twisting and turning in the end, lost his bearings a little bit though, and he gives it away. Sisto can carry it up to the halfway line for Celta Vigo. Working his way across the halfway line. Good work from Ryan Sessegnon, just got his body across him. Took the ball away, and in the end Sisto couldn't resist giving him a shove in the back. Free kick to Fulham. Nice work from Ryan Sessegnon, Jamie.
Yeah, good strength he showed there, Jim, just to make sure that he wanted to outstrength the opposing player. Did very nicely, and the referee quite rightly giving him the free kick.
Almost 25 minutes gone in the sunshine here at Craven Cottage. Decent enough game, and Fulham leading by 2-1. Here's Kevin McDonald in the centre circle, squares it for Sessegnon. 5 yards inside the Celta Vigo half to McDonald, to Kearney. Lovely ball through. He divided the defence there, split the defence, but it just evaded Alexander Mitrovic.
Very hot, Jim. I think we're going to take a drinks break.
Drinks break, yeah. I see the referee indicating. I thought for a moment somebody was injured, but on 25 minutes maybe that was preordained. They're all coming across. It's very warm here. It's got to be up in the high 80s at least, I would have thought, when you're running around down there. Good round of applause from the fans. Nice to be back at the cottage, and nice to see the Fulham side here all across to the touchline. Tim Ream fully recovered from that nasty cut he received against Reading. Saw one that, Jamie. We saw him after the game, didn't we? And you could feel it. It was so tight. I mean, you got no spare skin, have you, on your forehead? He had 6 or 7 stitches in a vertical line, didn't he? And it looked sore to me, but they're tougher than I am, these fellas. And he said himself it was giving him some jip, but they get on with it.
Well, I'm a little bit squeamish, Jim, and you and him were going into the sort of finer details of exactly what went on, and I didn't want to stay around and listen to that conversation for too long.
No. No, well, I called it a day when he said that the physio could see his skull. I wasn't overly impressed with that, but I suppose up there it's possible, but no real serious long-term damage, just a nasty cut, and I suppose occupational hazard for a central defender.
Yeah, if anything, you've got to say that he's not like a throwback central defender, is he? Some of the people that...
It's not Roger Brown.
Yeah, you think of Roger who would put his
came
head
off like
where
that
it
every
hurt.
week.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Did his own stitches, I think, Roger. He was like Rambo, stitch himself. But yeah, good to see Tim Ream 100% fully fit. He'll have a new central defensive partner by the looks of it this season. Could be Max Lamarchand, who's out of it. And as I say, he looked good, Jamie, to me. I saw him in the Reading game, obviously, and saw him again against Sampdoria. He's certainly quality with a ball at his feet. He's a very stylish player. He looks comfortable enough playing on the right-hand side, which he's not accustomed to. I think, as you say, he's either left-hand side of central defence or alternatively left-back. But he looks comfortable enough, maybe slightly at fault. Didn't get much of a challenge in for the headed goal for Celta Vigo, but certainly got quality about him. And by the looks of it, you know, at Le Havre and over at Nice, he was playing on a regular basis. He ended up captain, I think, at Le Havre. Used to playing a lot of games and at a decent level. So not a player I'd ever heard of, I've got to be honest, but a good signing, and he looks to have a bit of quality about him.
Well, we got competition for places, Jim. That's the encouraging thing, that Alfie Mawson's still to come, and so nice to see.
Yeah, flag going up there against Andre Schürrle. I think the referee's waved play on because the keeper came and gathered it, but opened him up there with a nice little lob over the top. But the keeper in red looks a bit like Michael Mardle, the goalkeeper, but his throw out found Sisto, but he couldn't control it. It's Christie and Kamara combining down the right-hand touchline for Fulham. Abu Kamara, nice ball infield to Seri, forward for Mitrovic, who got a shove back to Seri. Twisting and turning and picking out Ryan Sessegnon to Abu Kamara, working it onto his right foot, but squares it. I thought he might shoot. Here's Tom Kearney, 40 yards or so from goal, pushes it to Tim Ream, who's in the inside left position, and he slides it along the edge of the penalty area for Kearney, who's made a good run and pulls it right across the face of goal. I think Andre Schürrle felt he was impeded there on the way in. A great ball across the face of goal from Tom Kearney. Unfortunately, nobody got on the end of it. And the flag's gone up. Lovely ball. I think Andre Schürrle felt he was impeded there, and it looked to me as if he was.
He certainly did think that, and he's just making the point to the referee, that very thing.
Yeah, and then Christie adjudged to have shoved the defender and caused the ball to go out of play, so the free kick's given. But lovely work there down the left-hand side involving Tim Ream and Tom Kearney. There's a good header away by Marchand again. The ball's floated back though into the left-hand channel. Cyrus Christie's there, good strength from him. Good composure in the end, just forced the challenge out of Ekret. It'll be a free kick to Fulham. 25 yards from the corner flag, right-hand touchline. Fulham attacking the Putney end in this first period, leading by 2-1, half an hour gone. The sun's just dipped in a little bit, I think, here in southwest London, but still very, very warm. Fluffy white clouds above the Fulham Football Club apex on the roof of the Johnny Haynes stand. What a beautiful setting. And next Saturday it'll be for real, and the dream will be realised. Talked about it enough, Jamie, and hoped and wished and dreamed and prayed for it, and this time next week it'll be a reality. Fulham back in the Premier League.
Still hard to believe, isn't it?
Absolute sensational end to the season for Fulham.
And then it's just carried on, Jim, with the signings.
Yeah, and that's given us confidence, Jamie. You'd have to hope that we can do okay. But here's a bit of space down the left-hand side for Junker to run into for Celta Vigo. Carries it to the corner flag. Across came Andre Schürrle. Good defensive work from him. But all
They've
the way.
swapped wings, haven't they?
Yeah, he's come across to the right-hand side, but even so, to be right back there by the corner flag was good covering from Schürrle. He made the block tackle. It's going to be a corner. First corner of the game. Oh no, they've had one on the other side. Yeah, 2 to Celta Vigo. Fulham have had none as yet, but this will be an in-swinger from the left-hand side. It's Sisto. Swing it in with his right foot. Normal pushing and shoving going on. It's well, not a great delivery. Tim Ream had to stoop, had to go on all fours to head it away. It'll be a throw-in to Celta Vigo, 15 yards or so from the corner flag. Sun's coming back out. Sisto's waiting, I think. It's going to be maybe David Junker who's come the left back to take the throw, just about in line with the 18-yard box. Is where he's going to take it. It's a clever one in behind for Sisto. Little chip in from him, and then a header. Well, it's hit the crossbar, bounced on the line. Bit of a Jeff Hurst. It would have been a really simple goal if he'd have given it to the referee and the linesman, but they've decided it didn't cross the line. Well, we got caught napping really there, Jamie. A simple throw took out 2 Fulham defenders, and then the softest of chips into the box.
I think it was Mallow, wasn't it?
Mallow coming with a header. Yeah, it was Sisto with a chip, Mallow with a header. It hit the underside of the bar. Fabry almost, he might have got his fingertips to it, Jamie. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can get a replay of it. No, he didn't. The keeper was beaten, but it's hit the underside of the bar and bounced on the line. Didn't go in. Certainly doesn't look as if it went in from the replay I've just seen. But very, very nearly 2-2, and it would have been a really simple goal to give away in the 32nd minute. And he's a lot of space again here, Mallow. Swings the cross back into the box. Seri got his head to it. Tim Ream's under it. The second header managed to get it a bit further forward. And Fulham have possession back, but
Seri's been caught here, Jim.
Yeah, he's gone down, holding his knee, I think.
There's a water bottle. I wonder what happened there, that noise.
Yeah, it would have been a soft goal to give away, Jamie, had that been an equaliser, but good powerful header from Mallow, to be fair to him. Came very, very close, and I think the keeper was beaten.
They're causing us problems in wide areas, aren't they, with that overload? Left-hand, right-hand side. They're just getting players forward to good effect. Both of their fullbacks look to get forward, or both of the defence-minded players in wide areas getting forward on the outside of the more attack-minded player, and just making it difficult for us.
Yeah. Worked it across from the left to the right, and as I say, that was very simple throw-in, really, that took 2 players out. I think it was Christie and Lamarchand, certainly 2 Fulham defenders. And Sisto just running in behind.
I think Ivan's enjoying his afternoon. They've dispensed with the dugouts, and he's sitting down there with a colleague.
Oh, is he? Yeah, fair play to him. Yeah, the roofs, yeah, right, I hadn't even spotted that, Jamie. Yeah, look down at it. I've noticed when I came in earlier, and Darren Preston was sat there with a couple of people in the seats, and it should have occurred to me then that you don't normally see the bench seats that clearly, but the roofs have gone from the dugout, the 2 dugouts.
Don't know what happens in the rain.
Oh, they get wet.
And we saw a lot of that last season.
Yeah,
It seemed to
true,
rain
yeah.
every game here at the cottage.
Unless they can put them back up, maybe when the colder weather comes and the wet weather comes. But beautiful afternoon here at the moment in southwest London. Celta Vigo on the attack down the left-hand side. They've won another corner. 3rd of the game so far. I think it was on Kagwa. Who forced the corner. Far side as we look, right-hand side from their point of view. Sisto will take it. Maybe an out-swinger. It's a deep one. Aspras is underneath it, but he misjudged it. And Schürrle is there to bring it away. Lovely footwork to get round the first player, but then Vasquez was there to nick it back off him. And Seri has it for Fulham. Tom Kearney, who's bundled over there by Mallow. Hugo Mallow just wrapped his arms round Tom's Midriff there more or less wrestled him to the ground. Free kick to Fulham. Midway, well, bang in the middle of the Fulham half really. Kevin McDonald to Tim Ream. Back it goes to Fabry. Orange shirt, shorts and socks. Best of kick straight to the defender there. Arroyo maybe. And a foul by Tim Ream on Ekretz. Be a free kick this time to Celta Vigo. 35 yards, probably best part of. 9 minutes of the first half remaining. I don't know if Mallow fancies this. It's a long way out, but might just float it into the box. But Abu is there, Abu Kamara, but he's nowhere near far enough. The one-man wall, the referee, Mr. Coop, wants him back. Tom Kearney goes across to join him. Two-man wall. Seems to be a disagreement there between a couple of the Celta Vigo players as to what's going to happen, but it'll be Lobotka in the end. He's going to float it into the box. Keeper started to come, went back, but wasn't the best of balls. Ron Kagwa just couldn't get there. Goal kick to Fulham. Nice bit of a breeze picking up all of a sudden, which is quite welcome. Tom Kearney finds McDonald forward for Schürrle on the halfway line. It's taken off him though, nicked away by Mallow. And here's Sisto, edge of the penalty area. Good work from Seri, closing him down, and he almost won it back, but the loose ball fell for Lobotka. And it goes for Aspras. In the inside right position, back to Vasquez. He's got it again. Came for Cabral, but then he's misplaced his pass, and Tom Kearney can slide it forward for Schürrle. Early ball, looking to pick out Mitrovic, just got too much on it. Did really well if he's kept it in. I don't think he has in the end. It's going to be a goal kick. A lovely ball from Tom Kearney to pick out Schürrle, and then a good idea, Jamie, from Andre Schürrle. Just wanted to get it early, pick out Mitrovic, just not quite accurate enough.
No, not accurate enough, slightly overhit, and that's perhaps the one thing that's not necessarily in Mitrovic's game. He's not a firebrand in terms of really running on to things like Abu Kamara is. You know, he would have much preferred the ball to feet, but decided to try and go over the top and did it early. Could see why he did that, but perhaps slightly overhit.
Yep, is Rayo. And it comes to Junker, plays it down the left-hand side for Sisto. Got him behind Cyrus Christie. Now he's faced him up and tried to go outside him. Did well, and he gets the cross in. It was Mallow who's done that a few times, attacking it there. The Celta Vigo captain, he's saying there was a deflection. Off his header, and it should be a corner, but the referee, Mr. Coots, given the goal kick.
Not the tallest, is he, Mallow? A bit like Dennis Adoy, seems to have a good spring and jumps well, and on that occasion he feels it should have been a corner, but I think the ref's probably got that right. Not that I'm biased, of course.
Yeah, no, he attacks it well. Sisto's been impressive for me as well,
he has,
Jamie.
yep.
Number 11, but here they come again. It's Lobotka this time, carrying it forward. Here's David Junker, left-hand side. Goes down by Abu Kamara, but he plays a nice little 1-2 with Sisto. The cross cannoned off Le Marchand. Tim Ream got it up in the air and then headed away. Seri with a second header. Good work from Lobotka to keep possession for Celta Vigo, and then Aspras with a left-footed shot just from the edge of the D. It was under his feet a little bit, but he spanked it early, and he got plenty of power on it, but it was always rising over Fabry's bar at the Hammersmith end, and be a goal kick. Left-footed effort. Not a bad try from Diego Aspras.
Decent effort, and you're right, Sisto, a Danish international, only a young man, and you can see that he's got good ability, Jim.
Yeah, he's been impressive in this opening 40 minutes or so. Fulham leading by 2-1. Haven't really had much more than the 2 efforts. Maybe there was a fairly tame shot from Ryan Sessegnon that was on target. Can't think of too much more, but we've got 2 goals. One apiece for the big pair up front, Mitrovic and Abu Kamara. Both right-footed shots. Well placed, one in either corner. Fulham lead by 2-1. Here's Cyrus Christie with a throw-in to Seri. Back Back to Christie, pushes it forward for Mitrovic, halfway line, right-hand side. Back to Kevin McDonald, to Christie, Philip Marchand. I haven't seen much of Big K-Mac on the ball. There's Tim Ream now, feeding it out for Ryan Sessegnon. Maybe a bit too much pace on it, but he's got it under control. Midway inside the Celta Vigo half. Finds Kearney, back to Sessegnon, left-hand touchline, 10 yards from the corner flag. Back to Kearney once more, infield for Andre Schürrle. To Ryan Sessegnon, in behind, looking for Schürrle. It was cut out by Mallow. His clearance was charged down and it goes spinning across the edge of the box. Tom Kearney wins the loose ball back, worked it onto his left foot. It was well blocked in the end. Celta Vigo hook it away. I think it's Mallow who gets it up towards the halfway line. The Marchand maybe got a touch on it. Aspras is there to find Sisto. Now it comes for Ekret, the goal scorer. Carrying it down the left-hand channel. He was bundled over by Abu Kamara just outside the box. Hopefully another stride or so. He could have been inside. The referee felt it was a definite foul. Going to be a free kick 3 yards or so outside the penalty area and just in line with the edge of the box. I think one more pace there, Jamie, and he would have had a penalty.
Could have been bang in trouble. I think that's what drew the player into making the challenge, Jim. I think Kamara probably got that right. He knew he couldn't get goal side and needed to act with him getting so close to the 18-yard box. Going to be an outswinger by the look of it. Yeah,
Aspras is over the ball. He's going to maybe swing it out. Maybe it'll be Mollo again making the run in from the far side. He's right on the far edge of the penalty area at the moment, but he's looked dangerous in the air. He's threatened a few times, but it's played in well along the 6-yard box, bang in the middle, and again it's an easy goal. It's a soft goal really. It's delivered in low, but picked his man out, and it was an easy goal from 6 yards out. 2 apiece just before half time, and we were punished. Gustavo Cabral, and there was a couple of them attacking it, Jamie, weren't there? It could just as easily have been Arroyo, but it was Cabral coming in with a free header. Very much a free header, really. Nicely taken free kick, but that's a soft goal. We've got to tighten up in those areas.
Good ball, Jim, but we're very guilty, aren't we, defensively, of not looking sharp enough, not picking up our men, and I think there will be changes at half-time. You can see Kevin McDonald, who is very vocal out there anyway, just having a few extra words with the players and just saying, look, you know, we must be tighter on set plays against us.
Yeah, pretty much a free header for Gustavo Cabral from the free kick. It was Aspras who floated it in. Well placed free kick, but there's more than enough players in the penalty area in a white shirt to have had some impact, and nobody did. It's 2 apiece. He was only 6 yards out, I'd say, Jamie. Probably was he?
Yeah, close range, wasn't it?
I mean, difficult ball to deal with, but as you say, somebody should have been tight. There was 2 if, you know, the closest player to him, the only other player likely to win that header was another Celta Vigo mauve shirt. But here's Schürrle on the edge of the box for Fulham, but he's mishit it. Clever ball forward, early ball, and he took it with his left foot, but missed kick, really, from Andre Schürrle. 2 apiece. On the bench for Fulham, we've got Dennis Odoi, Niskins Cabano, Stefan Johansson, Rui Font, Marlon Fossey, Steven Sessegnon and Ibrahim Cisse, along with Luca Ashby-Hammond, the substitute goalkeeper. Here's Schürrle for Fulham to Mitrovic. Nice little back heel for Schürrle. Continues his run. Abu Kamara took over and tried to thread it through, but it was cut out. And a good sliding challenge. I thought that was a good tackle from Kevin McDonald there on Aspras, but the referee felt it was a foul. Be a free kick. The thing is, though, Jamie, see, we've got Dennis Odoi on the bench, but really he won't be able to play in the first 2 league games. You have to wonder, is there much point in swapping the central defenders? But certainly we need to sharpen up. There's 2 fairly soft goals conceded, 2 good goals scored, but certainly need to tighten up at the back.
Well, you have to think to yourself that chances will be taken, won't they, in the Premier League? They were in the Championship, but you've got that better quality of striker and attack-minded players, so we need to make sure that we do the ugly things and the simple things effectively. Otherwise, we're going to continually be caught out, which is what Celta Vigo have done to us twice today.
Yeah, early days, of course. Tim Ream and Le Marchand, very much a brand new central defensive partnership. But as we said earlier, Jamie, as the indicator board goes up, 2 minutes of added time, we don't expect Alfie Mawson to be available for the first couple of games, and Dennis definitely isn't. So at the moment, you'd have to say Le Marchand and Ream are likely to be the central defensive partnership, so probably you need to have a strong word with them and leave them on. But Kamara's gone down there right below us. The referee's given a free kick. He's not looking over here, but Abu Kamara holding his stomach or his ribs. He got caught there, Jamie. He's down on the touchline, grimacing. You can see the pain on his face.
Well, with the finish he produced, Jim, the last thing we'd want is him to come off. He's a big, strong boy. I'm sure that he'll get up. But yeah, he did appear to be in lots of pain there as he went down.
I think maybe David Junker on the way past might have stuck his elbow into his ribs, but it certainly looked like a painful one. The referee didn't penalise anybody. In fact, he'd blown up seconds after that for a foul by Fulham, so it's a free kick to Celta Vigo. We're in the 2 minutes added time. It'll be David Junker who's going to swing it in with his left foot. We've got to try and do better in terms of defending these crosses. He's pulled it, in fact, back to Lobotka, who then tried to pick out Mallow, who seems very clever at finding space in the final third. In the end, the pass was too strong, goes out for a goal kick. But decent opposition, Jamie. We've got to remember that, the quality of the opposition the players were up against. But nonetheless, a soft, certainly the second goal in particular, I thought was soft.
Yeah, you would like to think to yourself that if we could do what they've done and become sort of a mid-table side in the Premier League, you'd be delighted by that. So, worthy opponents, very much so. Yeah,
half-time whistle goes, 2 apiece. Certainly enjoyable, and as I say, nice to see Fulham off the mark, and early doors as well. Only 3 minutes gone when Alexander Mitrovic got his first goal since returning to the club and signing on a permanent for 5 years, I think it is, a 5-year contract if I remember rightly for Alexander. And just into the 3rd minute, a lovely finish with his right foot, giving Fulham the lead. But just 5 minutes later, one of 2 relatively soft-headed goals for Celta Vigo. The cross coming in from the right-hand side, and it was Dennis Ekret who got across Le Marchand round about the penalty spot. Got the glancing header to it, and perfectly placed, really. It looped up and over Fabry. You could tell really as soon as it left the head of the Celta Vigo forward that it was going to nestle in the net. And it was 1 apiece. Abu Kamara then restored Fulham's lead on 18 minutes. Fulham 2-1 in front after a low drive from Kamara just around the edge of the box with his right foot. Still had a lot to do, a defender in front of him, and the goalkeeper seemed to be well positioned to make the save, but couldn't keep it out. Sergio Alvarez may have got a slight touch with his right hand, but it nestled in the bottom corner, and Fulham were back in front. We never really looked like adding to that 2-1 lead. Almost an equaliser, in fact, for Celta Vigo on 32 minutes. A throw-in on the left-hand side. In behind 2 Fulham defenders. It was just the most delicate of balls across. Little lob from Sisto, who I thought was probably the most impressive player in the first half, and met by Hugo Mollo, the captain. Good, powerful header, beat Fabry, hit the underside of the bar, bounced down on the line, and we managed to get it away. But they did get their equaliser in the end on 43 minutes. Abu Kamara conceding a free kick just outside the Fulham penalty area. Aspras swung it into the danger area, 6 yards or so from goal. And there was Cabral to meet it with a free header. Fulham really nowhere near tight enough. And it was a comfortable effort really from Cabral to make it 2 apiece. Nothing the keeper could do really. He was rooted to the spot. And probably a fair reflection, I suppose, to be all square at half-time. Some nice tidy football. It's early days, of course, for a number of these Fulham players. Le Marchand, Seri and Schürrle and Mitrovic to a certain extent, and of course Fabry in goal. It's you would expect the majority of these, though, as we said earlier, Jamie, to be in the side in goal. It's when we do kick off next Saturday. I think the vast majority will be, but I suppose you've got to give them time. You know, it's difficult to be critical really if there are 3 or 4 new players. You know, as we've said in the past, you've got to be patient, you've got to give people time to bed in and to get used to their teammates and their new position and their new surroundings and everything else. So we can't be too critical, but as I say, you can't help thinking there was a couple of soft goals conceded there so far.
Definitely, yeah, we'll be disappointed by those goals and the manner in which they've been conceded. Certainly there'll be discussions about that, and people will be having a little look back at replays and thinking positionally we could have done much better to negate the threat from those opportunities which have come about. Interesting, Jim, we talked about seeing replays and looking at the sort of analysis side. Another camera's just sprung up away to our left there.
Yeah, it's all getting a bit claustrophobic here. We've been moved to one end of the gantry, which could be for the season. We'll have to see, but certainly not the view we're used to, bang on the halfway line with a totally unobstructed view. We're right down in the corner of the gantry, surrounded by a bit of framework holding up the roof of the stand, and we've now got some brand new lights that have been put in apparently in the last few days that are bang in front of us. And now one of the stats people, I think it is, has come and set a camera up on a tripod right next to me as well. So all a little bit claustrophobic up here, but a lovely afternoon. We're looking forward to the second half. The sprinklers are out. Hopefully some more decent football to come. We might see a few of the subs involved, and hopefully another couple of goals for Fulham attacking the Hammersmith end, and we'll
Carlo Ancelotti, la Juventus, que va a jugar inicialmente con Van der Sar en la puerta, con los tres centrales, Mirkovic, Ferrara y Montero. El centro del campo lo van a formar Birindelli, Tacchinardi, Conte y Zambrotta, con Davis y Del Piero y Kovacevic por delante, mientras que el Celta va a jugar con Pinto, Celades, Cáceres, Sergio Juanfran, Carpin, Makelele, Giovanella y Gustavo López, y en punta Mostovoy y McCarthy.
90 minutos para la historia, quizá más si hay prórroga. Si gana 1-0 el Celta de Vigo, habría prórroga. Hay que comentar rápidamente que no va a estar Zidane, al que deja en el banquillo el técnico Ancelotti. Seguramente no le quiere forzar al 100% para partidos decisivos del campeonato de Liga que va a tener la Juventus en las próximas jornadas, pero quizá le pueda terminar metiendo si el partido no va bien. Y también deja fuera a Filippo Inzaghi, que es el máximo goleador en Liga de la Juventus, pero ojo porque Darko Kovacevic lleva 7 goles en esta Copa de la UEFA y se ha ganado con todo el derecho del mundo a ser titular hoy en el partido clave hasta el momento en esta Copa de la UEFA para la vecchia señora, la Juventus, un equipo cargado de leyenda.
El partido que ha comenzado ya, el primer balón que lo juega el Celta, pone Pinto en largo, buscando el hombre más adelantado a McCarthy, Gustavo López, se va de Chiro Ferrara, toca para Mostovoy, el recorte, el doble recorte, el centro con la izquierda de Mostovoy para que llegue desde atrás, Makelele, el primero, ha caído el primero del Celta, comienza la noche histórica en Vigo.
Bueno, impresionante.
Ahora ya cambia la cosa, y de qué manera cambia la cosa, porque ahora la presión psicológica cae sobre la Juventus.
Sí, esto es algo impresionante. Yo insisto en el dato estadístico que es una...
El centro bueno, llega para Nolito, posición de remate, ahí está Nolo, ¡gol! ¡Qué golazo!
Casi 29 el golazo de Nolito, poniendo por delante al Celta. Ojo Piqué, qué error de Piqué. Iago Aspas se lleva el balón, se va a quedar solo ante Ter Stegen, se levanta Balaídos, le tira la vaselina, ¡gol!
Línea 3/4 por el centro, ya la pide arriba maniobrando, en la frontal Orellana, el disparo,
Planas, banda izquierda, ahí está Planas, jugando con Nolito, le puede pegar Nolito, remonta en la frontal del área, disparo, golazo, golazo, golazo de Nolito, sí señor, vamos que hay tiempo.
Ahí está Nolito, tira un caño, nada, intenta la jugada imposible, pero Nolito sigue con la bola, aparece el Tucu, ahí está el Tucu, el disparo del Tucu, ahí. ¡Hay que quitarlo! ¡Qué malo eres, Tucu, por Dios! Guidetti que se va, ojo Guidetti que se va, busca el disparo Guidetti, ¡gol! ¡Gol! Enamorado de Estocolmo, que abandona por la noche la Habana. ¡Viva el fútbol! La pelota no se mancha, la pelota se juega, la pelota no se agrede, la pelota no se rifa, la pelota no se mancha, no se esconde. ¡Gol! Del Toro de Estocolmo, del Pichichi de enero, la recuperación del Celta, progresa declaradamente como en la escuela, y el zapatazo desde Groningen para batir en Estocolmo a Moyá, para meter el balón en el tragaluz, para que no pueda llegar el Atlético de Madrid, para ilusionarnos con la Copa.
Ahí está, golazo. Qué golazo, por favor.
¡Gol de Iago Aspas Juega ya en ataque el Real Cruz Celta. El envío de Nolito interior del área. Ojo, peligro, puede marcar Guidetti. Gol, 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 gol.
Perfecto el pase de Orellana buscando por la izquierda Nolito, la parábola perfecta, de allí estaba él, otra vez él, ya marcó en el derbi de la...
Arranca el partido con el Celta de Vigo a la derecha de sus imágenes, el Fútbol Club Krasnodar a la izquierda. Va a sacar el córner Daniel Vaz, el balón hacia el punto de penalti, el remate a portería, pero lo acaba atrapando Crisio.
Perdiendo de momento el Lyon, la Roma, pero el Celta está ahí.
Ojo, Pionesisto se va a meter dentro del área, ahí está Pionesisto, el quiebro hacia la derecha, el tiro, qué bonita la jugada, el cuerno todavía para Guidetti, atrapado Crisio, qué bonita internada por la izquierda de Pionesisto.
No hay fuera de juego, ahí lo vemos, lo rompe a la perfección Pionesisto, el internacional danés, el quiebro, luego toca el balón precisamente en Andreas Granquist, quien quiera
Grinch en este primer periodo que va camino ya de la media hora, en Balaidos 0-0, octavos de la Europa League, el tiro directo a portería, rechazado Krisiuk, bueno, tercera de nuevo.
Y qué efecto, endiablado el disparo.
Cómo engañó,
Es de esos disparos que dices que
el disparo bloqueado, viene Radoya, se la lleva el chileno Díaz, abre para Hugo Mayo, el centro de Mayo. Pues no,
abrir el campo por las bandas sobre el Krasnodar. Primero por la izquierda, Pionesisto, otra vez se come el centro de Martinov, centro pasado.
Ocasiones en estos últimos minutos, esta última de Guidetti, qué bonita la jugada por la banda, lo vuelve a intentar Aspas el centro y el remate que se vuelve a ir fuera.
Sí, además Iago Aspas tiene que entrar en punta, pero también que continuamente a la derecha. Y Iago Aspas, que es futbolista listo, tiene las preguntas en condiciones que esté juego coral, que se la bola atrás.
Ojo al tiro seco desde la frontal del área, se anima también a probarlo Iago 3, va a intentar más, no sé si tirar directo a portería.
Substitutions throughout this second half, but Fulham as yet not making any. It's the same starting 11. And the opportunity to hopefully add to the 2 goals attacking the Hammersmith end in this second period is Dennis Egret. He finds Moore just on as a sub. MOR, there's not much, no other way you can say that really, I suppose. It's Moore, but he's on the ball now. He's only a little fella actually, Moore is less, but looks tricky. Bit of a little jinky winger. He's got
his socks rolled down, Jim?
Yeah, I think he has, yeah. He got the cross in, which was blocked. Tim Ream, I think it was, but it's going to be the first corner of the second half. Swings the corner in, dangerous one, headed away by Le Marchand. He's on the ball again. Moore, and this time the cross is blocked. Ryan Sessegnon swung back in again, headed behind this time by Le Marchand. He was under a bit of pressure. It's going to be another corner. They've made a bright start. Celta Vigo in the sunshine here at the cottage. They've got a corner this time on the far side. Looks like he's going across to take that as well. So he certainly had an impact since coming on, Jamie.
Yeah, he's been heavily involved, hasn't he? He must have had the most touches in this second half of any player.
Yeah, trying to get the cross in early on. He's taking corners from both sides. This one coming from the left-hand side, front of the cottage. It's an outswinger. It's dropped towards the edge of the box. Schürrle got a touch on it. Seri couldn't quite get it under control. And then Vasquez manages to poke it out for Sisto away on the far side. A little bit like Patrick Roberts, isn't he, the 7 in a way. He's got that sort of shape about him. Here's Ryan Sessegnon for Fulham. He started at left back this afternoon, trying to feed it along the touchline for Schürrle. Across came Hugo Mallow, the captain for Celta Vigo, knocks it out of play. Throw into Fulham. Sessegnon finds Seri. To McDonald, to Tom Kearney, back to Seri, cleverly floats it across to the far side for Cyrus Christie. Plenty of time and space to take it down and make a burst into the Celta Vigo half. Right hand channel, floats it into the box looking for Mitrovic, who got his head to it. He got up above Arayo, directed the corner. Jamie, well placed. It was heading for the far corner, just couldn't quite get enough power on it, and the keeper had time to pluck that one out of the air. But decent move and a good early break there from Cyrus Christie.
Yeah, it was a good break from Christie, and it was a nice ball. I thought it was a tight area, but Seri managed to work it wide right, and as he put the ball in, you fancy Mitro, but couldn't get enough power into it, as you quite rightly say, Jim, and probably wasn't over the top of the ball to head it down anyway.
Oh, there's a little header and a flag, very late flag goes up against Dennis Ekret, who was clearly offside. Fabry nodded it down, but the free kick awarded to Fulham in the end.
Here's Seri. Sure if the assistant had gone to sleep. It
yeah,
took him
very late, yeah. There's Tim Ream for Fulham. Obviously wheeled something across the pitch, you can see the tracks, but here's Lobotka, who was taken out by Ryan Sessegnon. That's going to be a free kick. No complaints, I don't think, from Ryan. It's 5 or 6 yards outside the box, inside right position, right-hand channel. It was Lobotka that was on the run. Ryan Sessegnon takes him out. Yeah, I don't know what that is, if it's camera equipment or something, Jamie, but you can clearly see the trail all the way across the pitch. To the canopy there, the tunnel, where they've wheeled something across.
I wouldn't have thought the groundsman would be too happy with that.
No, it's left quite a deep indentation. You can see it plain as day, snaking its way across the pitch, but hopefully hasn't done any real harm. But if you do without it, I'm sure it could have gone round the pitch, whatever it is. But free kick to Celta Vigo. Aspress, I think, might fancy his chances of curling this round the wall with his left foot, or Sisto is there as well. Could go the other way. There's about 5 Fulham players in the wall, a couple of Celta Vigo players pushing their way into it as well. Free kick's 25 yards out, and it's just wide of the near post as we look, which is Fabry's left-hand post at the Putney end. It's got to be the left-footed shot, I think, from Aspress. Yes, but got it all wrong, really. You can get points for that in rugby, maybe, but never threatening the Fulham goal. He gave a little Ronaldo pose just before he took it, Jamie, but wasn't really that level of technique there.
No, flattered to deceive that one, never likely to drop enough, and you could never see Fabry being troubled in the Fulham goal.
They made a bright start though, Celta Vigo, to this second half. 5 minutes of the second period gone. If you are just joining us, 2 apiece, but here goes Abu Kamara down the far side, right hand side for Fulham. Infield for Tom Kearney. Again, the referee's marking him for some reason. I don't know why he wants to be so involved in the so close to the play. Now here's Schürrle, edge of the box. Good footwork from him. Goes down inside the penalty area, but I think he probably ran into the defender there, Jamie, as much as anything. Looked up to the referee. There were half-hearted appeals for a penalty. I think it was the fans as much as the players. It's good work again from Sisto. I do like the look of this kid. And a clever ball across to Patrick Roberts here, number 7 for Celta Vigo. It's a poor ball forward from him. Moore, the second half substitute. The game's opening up a bit now, but higher tempo, I think, than the start of the first half. Ryan Sessegnon with a clever ball in behind the fullback. Schürrle couldn't quite get there in the end. The keeper was out quickly. Alvarez to get it clear. Now Lobotka shoved off the ball by Alex Mitrovic there. Just wanted to break up that attack before they got too advanced, but higher tempo I think than the start of the game, Jamie, at the early stages of this second half.
More intensity, isn't there? Yeah, quite right. And away to our right hand side, I can hear one of the Celta Vigo, I'm not sure if it's a coach up here, but he's suddenly getting involved.
All right. Yeah, I think we're going to have to get used to it being a lot busier up here this coming season than it has been in recent times. Hence us being shoved away into the corner, where if we went any further we'd be sitting the Hammersmith end. But here's Mallow, the captain for Celta Vigo. Dangerous cross in, was chested down, and Sisto took it down well. In the end he's just leaned back a bit and he's belted that. He's frustrated, he's belted it over the bar, Jamie, but a very talented little player. Everything about him really, it's been enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, you'd have expected a slightly better finish, Jim, from a player of his obvious class, but you're right, leaning back, got too much elevation. Yeah, and on his right foot as well, but he's a threat. Here's Cyrus Christie, here's Abu Kamara. He hopefully will be a threat as well. He's working his way infield from the right hand side. Christie goes on the overlap, but he squares it into Seri instead. Just left of centre, forward from Mitrovic. He was pulled there, he turned, rolled the defender there, Arroyo. And he's won the free kick for Fulham just outside the box, 3 yards or so outside the penalty area, just this side of the near post. Good work there as he turned, and defender just bundled into him really, Jamie, but he's leaned on him. I think it was Mallow in the end who was penalised. Yeah, he was the wrong side of him, wasn't he?
I'm shoved him in the back, yeah.
I think the defender, the central defender, might have been able to deal with it. Looks like Mitro's going to take it, Jim. Yeah, I think he fancies his chances of curling this one with his right foot. The keeper, as we've said before, is not the tallest. In fact, he's one of the shortest goalkeepers I've seen for a long time, but still takes some doing to get it up and over the wall and down in time. But I'm sure Alex, maybe he's hoping they might jump. He could go for the low free kick, we'll have to see, but he's certainly going to attempt a shot here, I think, Mitro. Bit of a breeze blowing as well. Yeah, he goes low, he went round the wall, maybe just outside the wall. The keeper had time because it wasn't quite enough pace on it. He had time to go down and make the save. But certainly fancied his chances there, Jamie. Not a bad effort, but never likely really to beat the keeper. No, the keeper was right behind it, and where he didn't get great pace into it, you always felt that he would do the business. But we saw in the first half with Abu Kamara, he was caught out,
yeah.
So worth an effort. Yeah,
yeah, he certainly was. I think Kamara was probably pleasantly surprised to score, but here comes Asbras to Sisto away on the left-hand side, faced up by Le Marchand, working his way infield, threads it through for Asbras. He touches it wide, left-hand side. Fulham have got men behind the ball though now, plenty of men. Celta Vigo keeping possession nicely. Here's Vasquez, floats it into the box. Ryan Session's appealing for offside. In the end, he had to react quickly to recover because Mallow wasn't adjudged to be offside. Lost possession, breaking out. I like the look of Hugo Mallow as well. There's a good sliding challenge from Schürrle. But he seems to be finding pockets of space in behind the Fulham defence, Hugo Mallow, and he's caused us problems on that occasion. I think Ryan Session was hoping to get an offside decision and he didn't, but he reacted very quickly to recover, Ryan. But ultimately they got a throw-in out of it, and they have been bossing the game since half-time. 2 apiece here at the Cottage. Celta Vigo attacking the Putney end in the second period. That was wrong. Kagwa just trying to curl it out down the left-hand side, looking for David Junker, I think, but it's gone out of play for a throw into Fulham, which Cyrus Christie will take. 25 yards from the corner flag, right-hand side, in front of the Johnny Haynes stand as Fulham attack the Hammersmith end. In this second half, Abu Kamara sprinting through there, but combination of defenders in the end slamming it into the advertising hoardings away on the far side. It'll be a throw into Fulham. 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes of the second half gone. There's a couple of Celta Vigo substitutes ready for action, I think, but here's Ryan Session down the left-hand side with a bit of space. Looks up, curls the cross in, it's headed away. Tim Reams attacking it, pushes it into the path of Tom Kearney.
One on the left Hother bed, Jim.
Is it? Yeah. I was going to say Hothebed's on the bench. Yeah, they got so many substitutes, but wasn't sure whether he'd make an appearance or not. But he's stripped off and ready for action. Schürrle pulls it into the box. Ryan Sessegnon, well, maybe kept it in play. Looked to me as if his first touch sent that ball spinning over the line for a goal kick, but the flag stayed down. Yeah, it was a bit of a mystery man, really, from Fulham's point of view. Came in with massive promise, Hothebed, but never quite made an impact. And
we didn't see much of him.
No, not at all. He was gone really before you knew it, Jamie. But talented player by all accounts. You know, we had high hopes for him, but we've got Stefan Johansson warming up in a moment along the touchline, but they're definitely going to bring a couple of substitutes on shortly to add to the one they made at half-time. Sessegnon, that's a clever ball forward for Tom Kearney. In the inside left position, but it's taken off him by Lobotka. Hits it forward for Aspras. Tim Ream quickly closing him down and forcing him back towards his own goal, but good composed play there from the number 10. Back it goes to Arroyo.
Yeah, it could be as many as 4 subs, I think, Jim, by the look of it.
Yeah, there's loads of them getting prepared, so we'll have to try and keep across that, but it kind of breaks up the rhythm of the game, Jamie, doesn't it, in the second half? I noticed again against Sampdoria, the first half was quite enjoyable. Attractive game of football, and then really so many substitutions in the second period. It just breaks it up a bit, really, the flow of the game. Generally speaking, not as enjoyable. Here's Mitrovic doing well inside the box. Oh, and he's only inches away again. That's what he's all about, Jamie. Great strength with his back to goal, holding off the defender, managed to get the turn and get the left-footed shot away. It was a bit of a daisy cutter, but really wasn't too far away from the far post in the end.
Well, he's Premier League quality, Jim. He was just able to hold off the defender, use his strength, and unfortunate there, wasn't he? But you can see that he knows instantly what he wants to do, and it's often a shot on goal, and you've got to say, more times than not, he makes the right decision. Very, very impressed with him.
Yeah, he was unlucky there not to give Fulham the lead. Alexander Mitrovic, he opened the goal scoring after 3 minutes. It's 2 apiece as we approach the hour mark. Tom Kearney there just dispossessed. And here comes Sisto, who's bundled over. Tom there, I think, just a bit of frustration. Free kick quickly taken, so no substitutes coming on just yet, but they won't be too long. Celta Vigo substitutes, that is, and I see Ivan down there trying to make some sense of it all.
Costas and Mendes, I think, coming on with Hothebed. Is it the 12 as well, Jim? By the look of it.
21 and 18, Jamie, I can see down there. Hothebed is 21, 18 is David Costas.
The 23 and the 12, I think.
So that's Claude Beauview, he's a forward. 23, I think, is midfielder Mendes, so we shall see. It's a free kick to Celta Vigo. Is he going to do it now, the ref? Mr. Coop, yes, I think so. So we're going to see 4, and I think Stefan Johansson will be on for Fulham. So there's at least 4 coming on.
And this chap is.
And another one sprinting back, yeah. So Mendes is coming on. Beauview is coming on. Hothebed, we've already said, is coming on. 18, David Costas. That's the 4, and now there's another one who's just sprinted along the touchline, which is number 16, Andrew Hjulsager.
Easy for you to say.
Oh, Beltrain. He was out there.
Fulham substitution coming off, number 10, Tom Kearney.
Tom Kearney's coming off and Stefan Johansson coming on. Let's see who's going off. There's 5 of them.
K-Max taking the captain's armband.
Well, he announced that Beltran was going off, Jamie, but I mean, he didn't start the game, did he? So it was Vasquez, I think, was the first one who went off. Francisco Beltran didn't start, so he wasn't number 19. It was number 20, Vasquez, who's gone.
So Ivan's got that mistake. He wasn't notified about the team sheet, the one you picked up on.
No, I don't think he could have been, mate, but few more going, but he's not announcing them. Aspas has gone. Maybe one of the central defenders there. I think probably.
Ekret's gone, hasn't he? Or did he go earlier?
Arroyo, no, Ekret, if he's gone, has only just gone.
He's gone, yeah.
Arroyo, I think, has gone. And Sisto, unfortunately, has gone by the looks of it, Jamie.
Yep.
Enjoyed watching him.
And Aspas.
And Aspas has definitely gone, yeah. Free kick quickly taken. It's going to be hard to keep abreast of this, really, but as it often is. But number 12 certainly a forward.
Celta Vigo substitutions.
And
number 4, Mr.
Rayo.
Iago Aspas. Number 19, Francisco Beltran. And number 3, Dennis Ekret. And on number 12, Cloud Bohu. Number 18, David Costas. Number 21, Josebed. And number 23, Reyes Mendes.
Yeah.
Well, Beltran can't have gone off. He didn't start, did he?
Well, unless he was wearing number 20 and not number 19,
maybe,
Jamie.
yeah.
I mean, I've got no idea what he looks like, to be honest, but although I did think he was one of the few that I'd heard of, but certainly Ivan, you would think, has just done that with the benefit of a conversation with the Celta Vigo bench, so possibly it was Francisco Beltran, and he was wearing number 20 rather than number 19, but certainly the player wearing number 20 played up until now and has gone off. But all sorts of changes for Celta Vigo. Just a one for Fulham, more importantly, which is Tom Kearney off in the 62nd minute, and Stefan Johansson on. It's Kevin McDonald. Schürrle wrestled to the ground, but he managed to poke it back to McDonald, who finds Ryan Sessegnon, feeds it in. Mitrovic just couldn't get the ball under control with his right foot there. Johansson picks up the loose ball for Fulham. Kamara to Mitrovic. Kamara's almost won it back. Ryan Sessegnon cross to McDonald. Seri did well to keep it going and finds Schürrle. Here's Stefan Johansson. There it goes for Cyrus Christie, right hand side. Lovely work bursting past the fullback. Low ball in, not the best really. He created so much space for himself. He's frustrated, Cyrus. I think he's saying, why didn't anyone attack that? But I think having turned the defender so easily, Jamie, probably should have delivered a better ball in.
Certainly, yep.
He's gone out to play far side there. It was Hilsager that was trying to keep it in along the left-hand touchline, but it's gone out. Throw into Fulham, midway inside our own half, right-hand side. Cyrus Christie will take it. In the bright sunshine, we've still got Denis Adoy, Niskins Cabano, Rui Font, Marlon Fossey, Steven Sessegnon and Ibrahima Cisse on the bench. I don't see there'll be much point in using Dennis this afternoon because he will be suspended for the first 2 league games. He was telling us on Wednesday night he didn't even realise, he thought it was only going to be a 1-match ban, but because he'd been sent off at Brentford, it ended up a 2-match ban. And we believe Alfie Mawson won't be available. Now that's a cause for concern. Mitrovic has gone down quite awkwardly, holding his hip straight back up. Just a painful one. I think you see his reaction as he twisted his body there, but not a serious one. We hope he's running it off. But yeah, probably not much sense in putting Dennis on. I thought Marlon Fossey was particularly impressive on Wednesday, Jamie, and also Cisse I thought looked very comfortable. Played an hour at least of the game.
Both of those two did well against Reading as well, didn't they?
Yeah, Fossey looks very, very promising. Played at right back. Steven Session's on the bench as well. He played at left back on Wednesday night, and he looked more than comfortable as well. Luca de la Torre too. Matt Riley wasn't involved, but another bright youngster. We got quite a few, I think, that could come in and have some impact.
Steven Sessegnon's coming on, Jim.
Is he? Yeah. No, they've won a corner far side. I think it's going to be Hosebed that will take it. Far side in front of the cottage. Not sure Fulham have had a corner yet, Jamie.
No.
They must have had six or seven.
Yeah.
Which maybe tells a story, but just over 20 minutes of the second half gone. It's not a great corner, to be honest, near post, but it was cushioned down into the danger area, but we get it clear initially at least, and then Mallow just flicks it up and volleys it high over the Fabri's goal into the empty Bishop's Park end, Putney End stand. Nobody in there this afternoon. There's 3 or 4 people maybe in block 2, but they're obviously staff, I think. Midway through the second half, 2 apiece. Looking for a winning goal at the Hammersmith end. As Fabry bangs it forward, looking for Mitrovic. Good strength. Oh, to me, that's good work. He just used his body there to ease the defender off out of his way, but free kicks awarded.
Well, he looks perplexed. He's just asking that question to the referee.
Yeah, he just leaned against him, Jamie. That wasn't, for me, there was not enough contact to call that a foul, but here they come. Celta Vigo with Mendes working his way through, but lost the plot a little bit, gave it away. Ryan Session did well under pressure. At left back, closed down by Moore. Slams it against him. It'll be a throw into Fulham. Looks like he's put his bib back on, Steven Sessignon, so we'll have to wait and see about that. There's Seri to McDonald. Feeds it across for Cyrus Christie. Pushes it forward for Kamara, just inside the Fulham half to McDonald. First time ball down the right-hand side, spinning along the touchline, and he's got there, Kamara. Great burst behind the defender. He's won the corner, Fulham's first. Oh, well, he's given the goal kick, the ref. I thought Kamara pushed that against the defender. But great burst of pace again. It's going to be some substitutions now. It's well picked out by Kevin McDonald, and a great burst in behind the fullback. Here comes Steven Sessignon. He is indeed the next Fulham player to come on.
Dennis got some ice there, Jim. On that
right ankle. Yeah, on his right ankle. Yeah, he's got his sock pulled down and an ice pack on his right foot. Well, Andre Schürrle to be replaced. 69th minute.
Double Sess, is it, down the left?
Yeah, the 2 Sessignon twins. Stephen coming on in 69 minutes. Second Fulham substitution. Stefan Johansson having replaced Tom Kearney. Jamie says has got an ice pack. Let's hope there's not anything too worrying. I'm quite happy to sit in the dugout, so presumably if it was anything serious, they'd have got him away to the dressing room. Gets kicked a lot, Tom Kearney. He has to put up with it, but I don't think he comes off the pitch too often, Jamie, without some sort of a knock or a swelling or a bruising, because he does get caught. You know, certainly in the Championship he was a marked man, wasn't he? And they set out to do him more often than not.
Well, a highlight of last season was watching you pick up that bag that he was holding with all the ice in.
Yeah.
You said to me you'd never lifted anything heavier.
No, weighed a ton, yeah. That's when he was having all the problems with the knee. Hopefully, please God, there'll be no recurrence of that. He finally seemed to have got free of that towards the end of the season, Tom, and what an important goal he scored for his club. Having been so frustrated, Jamie, when we, as you say, interviewed him fairly regularly early in the season, and you could sense the frustration in the kid. He knew he wasn't right. He desperately wanted to maintain the standards he'd set the season before, and it was a real difficult time for him. But
it's this thing, isn't it? That's what they've dragged across. If you look at the width of the wheels, it's that.
It is. It's with the drinks container, I think. Yeah. Well, surely could have gone round the pitch with that. Must be a fair amount of weight in it. Loads of bottles. It's the Spanish contingent, I think, they've dragged it. Although Fulham have got one as well, so it could just as easily been ours. It's hard to say, but right through the middle of the pitch, seemed a bit daft to me, but. Celta Vigo in possession at the moment. Down the left-hand side, still bright, warm afternoon here in southwest London, and still 2 apiece. There's a chance though. Into the box. Oh, he's palmed it out, but thankfully number 7 Moore has missed an open goal there, because it was Claude Beauvieux, I think, who went through. The shot was not powerful enough. Fabry's made the save, although he's palmed it with one hand straight into the path of Patrick Roberts lookalike Moore. And really, Jamie, how he's not scored there. I mean, if you did that on a Sunday morning, you'd be ashamed of yourself.
He's got to score, hasn't he, Jim? Yeah, it's on his left foot, round about 8-10 yards out.
Yeah, and it's just got to be stroked into the net, but he's gone the power with his left foot and blasted it over the bar from 6 yards. But kind of worrying again, Jamie, because the attack, the shot was savable, but when the keepers pushed it out, there was nobody really anywhere near Moore.
A lot of space for him, yeah.
Got to be tighter to players 6 yards out. And I'm wondering if the keepers made the right decision there. They're getting on top. They've been the better side in the second half, you'd have to say. But they made numerous changes, which I was hoping might have unsettled them, really. But they continue to be the better side. That's a looping cross, though, that Fabry can deal with. Fulham goalkeeper, 31, on his back. Orange shirt, shorts and socks. Thought about the early clearance. In the end, he steps back towards goal, rolls it underarm for Tim Ream, left-hand side. Forward for Ryan Sessegnon, who touches it to Steven Sessegnon. Gets it forward for Mitrovic. Holding off the challenge there of David Costas. Back it goes for Seri, caught in possession. In the end, Kevin McDonald slid in and made the block tackle. He must have gone, took a nick off a Celta Vigo player. It's a throw into Fulham, which Steven Sessegnon will take. And finds his twin, Ryan. Under pressure there from Mallow. Ryan went to ground, but referee didn't see a foul there. Play goes on. Here's Mallow once more. Touches it along the line for Moore. Nice little back heel from him. So Mendes swings the early cross in. Came off the head there of Beauview, but glanced off his head. Goes out of play for a goal kick. They're dominating at the moment, Jamie.
Yeah, they are. The changes have been successful for them, Jim, haven't they? You made a good point. Sometimes it can really disrupt the rhythm. It hasn't done that on this occasion. Hofferbed playing predominantly over on that left-hand side has looked pretty decent, pinging passes, and they've looked good.
Yeah, but still two apiece. Be lovely if Fulham could go and nick a winner, as I say, at the Hammersmith end and just round off the pre-season.
Sets you up, doesn't it, for next
week?
week?
Just like the idea of finishing with a win before the visit of Roy and Ray next Saturday. And the South East London contingent. It'll be a full house, I'm sure. Great atmosphere. It's a little bit strange here, the pre-season friendly, such a warm afternoon as well, Jamie. I don't think the fans have got any energy in them, really. It's very, very warm. But I'm sure they'll be able to celebrate a goal at the Hammersmith then. Let's hope we can nick a winner, as I say. We're on the back foot at the moment. There's one curled down the right-hand side for Mallow, who again has found a load of space. Quality player, and that's a good deep cross. He was looking for Hofferbed there, I think, but it comes back in. In fact, it might have been Julsager was the man he was looking for, but he's been impressive for me, the captain.
He's a very good player, yeah, gets forward to good effect. And that was a free header, Jim. If they had have been able to pick out, is it Beauview? If they'd have been able to pick him out, then he should really have done better, I think. Couldn't get anything on that as it was played in.
No, just glanced off the top of his head, Jamie, yeah, but there's a break now for Fulham. Abu Kamara down the right-hand channel, great pace. In the end, the challenge came in, though. It's going to be a corner this time for sure. Fulham finally get the first corner. Great pace. Been at Celta Vigo since 1999, Jamie. Apparently Mallow the captain, so one club man. He's been impressive this afternoon, but here's an opportunity for Fulham. A corner from the far side, right-hand side, as we attack the Hammersmith end. Drilled in. Seri with a corner. It's too deep, really. It's over everybody, but Cyrus Christie will keep it in play. Needs a bit of help. He's down here on this right-hand touchline, being forced back towards the halfway line, and he finds Tim Ream.
Yeah, 27 years of age, made over 250 appearances for Celta.
Yeah, good player. Steven Sessegnon just nicked away from him by Mendes, but goes out of play for a throw into Fulham.
More changes here, Jim.
Yeah, they're going to make another couple. Here's Cyrus Christie for the Whites. Forward for Abu Kamara on the right-hand touchline. He's been forced back into his own half, though. Nicks it infield for Seri.
So is this Beltran coming on now?
Yeah, well, he's number 19, yeah, so you have to wonder. Here's Stefan Johansson, looked to be clipped there, but he managed to keep his feet, and he finds Ryan Sessegnon. Quickly closed down, nudges it back for Johansson once more. Has a look up, Finds Mitrovic. Was he dragged over? Well, I tell you what, I've seen those given. It was David Costas who was right behind him. He maybe got too close, if anything, and then was frightened he was going to turn him. I think he dragged Mitrovic down with him there, but the referee waves it away. No Ollie Norwood to take the penalty though, so Mitrovic I think would have stepped up. Probably. Here's Seri for Fulham. Out it goes for Abu Kamara, making a bit of a go of it now, Fulham. Right hand side of the penalty area, come to a bit of a standstill, and in the end he gives it away. Cannoned it against Hotherbed, but there's a break on now. But Tim Ream, as always, read it, gets across, nods it into the path of...
That might well be Vasquez. Perhaps they got the wrong numbers then. Is that him, would you say?
Yeah, they got two. Wouldn't like to say, Jamie, to be honest. Yeah, it could be him wearing 19 then, yeah. Vasquez probably
coming. Just mixed up the numbers.
Yeah, so see what Ivan announces when he comes on, but certainly a number 19 is coming on for Celta Vigo, although we were led to believe number 19 was starting the game, and it was Francisco Beltran, but we think now he might have been number 20, and he has subsequently gone off, but number 19 will be coming on shortly. Another double substitution, in fact, but it's a free kick to Fulham, just in line with the penalty area and about 3 yards to the right-hand side. Fulham attacking the Hammersmith end. 12 minutes remaining, 2 apiece. Can we nick a winner here from the free kick? Played in low. It was Stefan Johansson, but it's gone behind for a corner.
Taken quickly.
Quickly taken, yeah. Here's Ryan Sessegnon. He's won another corner. Far side, right-hand side from Fulham's point of view. Taken short. Johansson dispossessed, but it goes out of play, I think, off Hulsager. It'll be a throw into Fulham. Stefan Johansson looking to find Kevin McDonald inside the box. Defender got there first. Not a great clearance, but it's hooked away by Hulsager into the Fulham half. Max Lemarchand's underneath it. Turns it for Tim Ream. Oh, he just touched it too far ahead of himself, but then got away with it. A missed kick by Moore. And Tim Ream retrieves it, and then found Cyrus Christie. We've won another corner. Have we none the first 70 odd minutes of the game, and now 4 bang 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 really, but haven't made anything of any of them.
Cabano's coming on, and Fossey, I think.
All from the right hand side. Cabano definitely stripped off, yeah, and Fossey appears to be ready to make an appearance. Very impressive down the right hand side on Wednesday night against Sampdoria, but Fulham corner. Seri's going to swing it in from the right. It's a better ball in. Cyrus Christie got his head to it, just couldn't get over it. Attacked it well, but heads it behind for a goal kick. So they now are going to bring on Vasquez, by the looks of it, number 19 and number 15. Robert Mazan is coming on, and Juncker is going off, and then the mystery man number 19, who we think must be Kevin Vasquez. He's going to replace the captain, I think, is he? Hugo Mallow.
Number 19, Kevin Vasquez.
Put in Vazquez, I think.
Vazquez, okay, well, I'll go with that. Vasquez. There's a couple of boxers, isn't there, called Vasquez? I've always thought they were called Vasquez, but he's on.
Substitution coming off, number 9, Alexander Mitrovic.
Mitrovic going off for Fulham. The 81st minute. Coming on, Neeskens Cabano. And then Marlon Fossey will be coming on as well.
Number 22, Cyrus Christie.
Cyrus Christie goes off. And on comes young Marlon Fossey at right back.
And coming on number 32, Marlon Fossey.
Very exciting young prospect. Still only 19, I think, Marlon. 18 or 19, I think, and fantastic going forward. Goal kick to Celta Vigo. Now those substitutions have been done. Niskins Cabano playing through the middle, like for like replacement for Mitrovic. Ryan Sessegnon currently has gone across to the right hand side, and Abu Kamara has come over to the left. There's other bed for Celta Vigo. It's hooked forward to Claude Beauvieux, and he was impeded. Free kick according to Mr. Cooch, and Hotherbed just threading it through. We're in trouble here now because they've got in behind. It was a good recovery from Marlon Fossey. It was Hulsager who got in down the left hand channel, and he was right in behind the Fulham defence. Marlon Fossey making up some ground there to make the block. Another corner to Celta Vigo, left hand side this time. It'll be an in swinger with the right foot. Not sure if it might be Hotherbed who's gone over there. Hotherbed swings it in. Marlon Fossey heads it away, headed back towards the Fulham goal by Mazan.
Surely he must have been offside.
Well, it looked offside, and it was a golden opportunity again. It's another free header. I think the Fulham players were expecting a flag to go up, but it didn't. The cross came back into the box from the left hand side, and there was a free header there. Tim Ream's asking the question, like, where was everybody? But thankfully made a hash of it. It was a good opportunity. I think it was Roncaglia, the defender. Really should have hit the target there. He's headed it behind. Is there a winner in this game? In the closing stages, there's a Beauvieux, I think, thought he was offside, so he leaves that, but it's kept in play by Lobotka. Faced by Marlon Fossey, who's made the block. The ball spins up in the air and has misjudged the header. Lobotka gets goal side of him, but good work again from Marlon to recover. Fulham can get it clear. Ryan Sessegnon, who's playing down the right hand side at the moment. He's just run the ball out of play. Here's Lobotka, been on since the beginning for Celta Vigo. He feeds it across for Vasquez, and then Moore, who was caught by Steven Sessegnon. Late flag again, but play goes on. The referee waves it on. Inside the box, I think it's Hotherbed. No, it's David Costas, I think, with a shot, but miss-hit it really. Stepped inside onto his right foot. No power in the shot, and a comfortable save for Fabry. He releases it to Tim Ream. Made him into trouble there, really. We got caught against Sampdoria like that. We played the ball backwards and forwards across our own penalty area until eventually we were closed down and gave the ball away, and it swung straight into the net, and it's something we've got to be very wary of. I don't think we'll get away with that in the Premier League. You'll get punished if you lose possession on the edge of your own box. With Abu Kamara with a little back heel, but not on the same wavelength there as Stefan Johansson. Celta Vigo have possession with Moore. So Hotherbed. And then composed work by Costas. He worked it along the left-hand touchline. In the end, Max Lamarchand went across, made the block tackle, and maybe gone off the Celta Vigo player, because the referee's given a throw into Fulham. 5 minutes to go, 2 apiece here at the Cottage. Fulham 2, Celta Vigo 2. Here's Max Lamarchand.
Not sure what that was all about.
Got me? Yep, here comes Marlon Fossey down the right-hand channel. Attacking the Hammersmith end, but closed down. Back it goes for Max Lamarchand. Squares it for Seri. Steven Sessegnon's in space, left-hand side, and he floats it across, picks him out. Needs a bit of support. He's on the left-hand touchline. Finds Stefan Johansson. In for Kamara. Turns it into the path of Kevin McDonald. Slides it through, but it's blocked. Seri got a touch. Lamarchand got there as well, but Lobotka maybe could clear it. Lamarchand's gone down holding his right shin. But Celta Vigo are allowed to play on and break, but Tim Ream with an important interception. He's still down inside the Celta Vigo half, Max Lamarchand, but Fulham play on. Here's Niskins Cabano. He's back on his feet, hobbling. Cabano finds Stefan Johansson, 4 minutes remaining, 2 apiece. Hubbles back into his own half. Le Marchand, I think he's going to be able to run that one off. Stefan Johansson finds Tim Ream in the centre circle. Kamara's on the left-hand touchline. Steven Session down the left-hand channel. He found him, but just let the ball get away from him. Cabano, though, onto the loose ball, couldn't keep possession. It's a chance for Moore to carry it forward down the right-hand side for Celta Vigo. Closed down by Stefan Johansson. Tricky little winger, works his way infield. And he went past Seri, who just maybe caught him there. I don't think there was an awful lot of contact. He saw it coming. Anticipated a knock, but as Jamie said, he's playing with his socks pulled right down to his ankles, really the whole of his shin exposed, and that's a bit daft really, Jamie, especially when you're a tricky nippy
that
little
kind
winger.
Of player, yeah.
You know, a la Jimmy Johnson back in the day, and Jack Grealish I suppose nowadays, he tends to do it, doesn't he? But you're asking for trouble really. But Celta Vigo still on the attack. It's a twist and turn and a floated ball into the box, but straight to the keeper. 2.5 minutes remaining. Is there a winner in it for Fulham? Certainly we've seen a couple of goals this afternoon, which is more than we have done in the previous friendlies. Be nice to see a win. The last gasp goal at the Hammersmith end. Here's Stefan Johansson. Holds off the challenge of Moore. And Mendes. And back it goes for Tim Ream. Is it too late for the winner? McDonald to Seri. Back to McDonald. Forward to Seri. To Le Marchand. And then back it goes to Fabry. They're working hard off the ball, the Spanish side. Fulham can't get out. Here's Tim Ream. Back to Fabry once more. And the orange shirt, shorts and socks at the Putney end. Belts it forward to the halfway line. Niskins Cabano takes it on his chest, turns, pushes it right for Ryan Sessegnon. He finds Johansson. Can he get a shot away with his left foot? He checks back instead, finds Kamara, edge of the penalty area. He can't create the space for a shot, but he's still got possession, needs a bit of support. In the end, he pushes it back for Kevin McDonald. Right-footed shot from him, but leaning back. Big K-Mac in the 89th minute, weary legs. I think everybody pushes that one well over the bar into the crowd at the Hammersmith end. And it looks like it's going to end up even Steven, Jamie.
Yeah, a point apiece, Jim. You've got to say over the course of it, probably a fair result.
Yeah, great start for Fulham, but never really dominated. Obviously trying to bed in a few new players. And when they're all fit, Jamie, it seems odd really in midfield not to see McDonald, Kearney and Johansson. Stefan's the one who made way for Seri, but he's come off the bench and been well involved in this the later stages. It's going to take time to bed new players in, but obviously we'd like to hit the ground running. Great to be at home on the opening day and a winnable game on paper. Decent opposition, as they all are, but a team you'd like to think we got chances against at home. Could be a more intense affair than this, I'm sure. And he goes Beauview, and he goes down under the challenge, but Mr. Coote, the referee, close to the action, didn't feel there was a foul there. It's going to be a goal kick to Fulham, but indicate a ball to go up any second. 2 apiece as we go into stoppage time. 3 minutes, the obligatory really. Goal kick finds Ryan Sessegnon. It's an important touch there though from a Celta Vigo player to just nudge it away from him. And then the ball through the middle. Fabry reacting quickly. He's taken everything out there, really
Cut him in hard.
Hurt the player, Celta Vigo player, but the referee played it on. Fabry's waving across to the bench. It's a fairly high boot, but I'm sure he came out with every intention of clearing his lines and certainly made contact with the ball, Jamie, first. If he did catch the player, totally unintentional, but he comes off his line quickly, the keeper.
Yeah, he's decisive. The first thought, isn't it, to come off his line and try and mop up any danger.
Yeah, he sliced the ball away. Actually, it wasn't a great clearance, but he obviously caught the player a little bit as well. He went down fairly theatrically. I think the follow-through of his boot just maybe caught him in the back, but it wasn't a Schumacher effort really, and he's back on his feet, the Celta Vigo player, and he's fine. But he anticipates those balls. Well, actually there's another Celta Vigo player dropped He's lying flat on his back away on the far touchline. I'm not sure what's happened there, or certainly nobody near him. I don't know if it's not cramp. He looks like he might have pulled a muscle or something. He's lying on the far touchline. We're into stoppage time. I could roll him off the pitch really, but he's receiving treatment. Not sure who it is or what the problem is, but it look like they want to bring another substitute on, Jamie. Is it really worth it? I suppose maybe if this fella can't continue, I guess, but Juan Antonio Roz has got stripped off, yeah, so whoever it is on the far side there, and I think it's Roncaglia is going off, and number 30, who's on the
substitution coming off number 24, Facundo Roncaglia. And coming on number 13, Juan Antonio Ross.
Yeah, Juan Antonio Roz is on. It's virtually all of them now. I think maybe Ivan Villa and the substitute goalkeeper, the only two not used. But Roz won't get too much action because we're almost done and dusted. But here comes Lobotka for Celta Vigo. Long ball floated out towards Moore on this near side. Took it down nicely, quickly closed down though by Steven Sessegnon. And then Kamara blocking the attempted cross from Vasquez. Ball spins out of play, and that is that. The final whistle from Mr. Cooch. A little bit disjointed, as we suggested it might be really the second half, with so many substitutions, particularly from Celta Vigo.
Atravesei unha lume brillante, atravesei o meu corpo tinguiuse de moitas cores distintas. Aproveitei a explosión do volcán e o planeta perdeu a súa vida nun golpe. Sé que un dinosaurio atopou no meu camiño. Estou disposto a todos esmagarei, a todos. Nada, estou disposto a todo, a calquera cousa que veña. Nada, o río cruzarei moi veloz e os peixes asustarei. Que me devore. Nada, hoxe tamén manterei a miña cara sorrinte. A pesar de todo, a pesar de todo, a pesar de todo.
Enough challenge really from a Fulham player, I don't think, on either occasion. The keeper's not the biggest either. And doesn't look to me, Jamie Fabry, as if he's a goalkeeper who comes and claims crosses too much. He's not that tall. Unfortunately, I was looking on the website yesterday, but they do everything in millimetres.